everyone, this is Joy Lutes. I am the Vice President of External Affairs for NAWBO National. Thank you all so much for letting me take up a few minutes of your meeting today. I really appreciate it. I will adhere to that few-minute mark. As you can see, hopefully here, I have my notes. They're not long. They're also very illegible, which is not unusual for me. So if I run out of things that I can actually read, this may go really quickly. But seriously, it's my privilege to get to serve in this role for several reasons. Not the least of which is I get to work with and for all of you. I'm obviously here in the Washington, D.C. area, and I get to help our national team and our national board advocate on behalf of all of our members here in Washington, D.C. But I also get to work with and for all of the local chapters and helping you achieve your advocacy goals at the state and local level. It is really a great privilege for me. So thank you for letting me do that for you. I'm hopeful that my passion and enthusiasm for advocacy will translate to any of you there listening who haven't caught in that particular bug yet as we move closer and closer to next year's presidential election. As you hopefully all know, we're lucky to have a woman running in both major political parties right now for president, as well as a whole host of other really great candidates for president and Congress and at the state and local levels nationwide. So I think it's really an exciting time to engage in this, and it's a great way for us to show you value and for every chapter to show value to their members and prospective members. Because at NAWBO, we really truly are nonpartisan. I know you've probably heard that term, and quite frankly, a lot of people in this town use it disingenuously, but we really do mean it. We really do advocate for issues as opposed to a political party or a political politician, and I think that really has garnered us a lot of respect and other just positive things here in this town. So some of the things that we're working on for 2016 and beyond are really getting you all again kind of engaged and geared up to advocate on your own. We had a wonderful NAWBO Day here in DC a few months ago and had some public policy leaders from all across the country fly in, and we met with tons of people from the administration as well as 6 members of Congress, and it was really a great day because we had, you know, some members come in who are lobbyists or lawyers in their own right, so they know how to navigate the system, and they're great leaders in their states and have accomplished a lot. And then we also had a few people come in who had no idea what they were doing, and it was so fun to see them really become empowered and take control of themselves and realize how much value they have and how much they have to contribute to the political system. And you know, like any other business thing, public policy and advocacy is really about relationship building. And so I really hope that whatever level you're kind of interested in, that you'll pursue that in that way. And just remember that it really is about developing relationships. And I know several of the members who came out here in June are still working with their members of Congress and their staff on issues. It's really been a wonderful experience for them and for me to get to kind of live through it vicariously with them. So we hope to do more of that and hope to have a bunch of you here next June, as well as see you at the boot camps and WBC and other events across the country. In addition, just a couple of things that we're working on here in DC now, because as you may have heard sarcastically or otherwise, not a lot is happening in DC right now, and unfortunately that's true. But we are working on a couple of things to reduce taxes and overtime, and regulatory burdens on all of you, and of course the overtime rule, which I just slipped in there, which is a big deal for a lot of our members. We heard back almost immediately after this was proposed in July that a lot of our members were either doing the math themselves or hearing from their HR people that the proposed basically doubling of the overtime rule here in Washington, D.C. would really negatively impact their businesses and their employees and their ability to do business. So we actually submitted some comments of concern about that. Now we're falling on the Hill, and if you have a story of how this may negatively impact your business, I really encourage you to reach out to me and share that so we can share it with the administration and the Hill so they understand what the ramifications are to businesses nationwide if this is to go forward. In addition, as you may remember last year, we advocated for a bill that was passed that created a commission to study a women's history museum being placed here in Washington, D.C. And we were really excited to see that come to fruition. And now the commission is being assembled, and they're going to be making recommendations to Congress, and hopefully, fingers crossed, eventually, because as you know, in politics, everything is a process. Eventually, we will have a women's history museum here in Washington, D.C., and NAWBO will have a seat at the table in terms of designing the content and seeing that to fruition, which is really exciting for us. Before I forget, I want to remind you all that October is Women's Small Business Month. And according to our surveys, about 75% of NAWBO members are small business owners. So this is a great time to kind of reflect on the contribution that small business owners, and in particular women, make to the economy. And I'm very sorry that I couldn't be there with you today, but I feel like I know you already, because all the NAWBO members I have met are the same. You're enthusiastic multitaskers who want to give back in all ways. And all the NAWBO members I have met give back, obviously, to their families and their communities, but also to their employees and to the country as a whole. And one of the great statistics that we saw come out of this last recession was that women business owners, women-owned businesses, continue to grow. And so that's really at the heart of our advocacy efforts, is understanding and thankfully having this data that shows that when women have access to capital and education and the resources they need to start or grow their business, this economy does better. You all are a major contributing force to our country and the economic growth here. And so it's really my privilege to get to advocate on behalf of you and represent you here in Washington, D.C. So I just want to thank you all again for letting me have a few minutes. I hope I didn't run too long. And just remember, my door is always open to you, literally and figuratively. You can email me, call me if you have ideas, feedback, information that you want to share or work on. I'm really here to assist you in making sure that you reach kind of that level of educated engagement where you feel empowered and you feel like your voice matters, because it certainly matters to us here at NAWBO National. Thank you so much.